What's up everybody? James here with Squatch Bikes. Today we are going to do a continuation of the videos on introduction to mountain bikes and mountain biking. We are going to go over the styles of riding and touch a little bit on the types of bikes that would be in those styles of riding. So with that, let's roll the intro.
Welcome to Squatch Bikes.
Pat, for this video we're going over styles of riding, and we'll get into a little bit of what those bikes look like in it.
Talked about basic bikes. Going to bring those basic bikes into that kind of basic ride style.
This is for a new mountain biker. Somebody comes in right now and they say, what is cross-country riding? Is that for me? What are the questions we're going to ask them? Are you looking to climb a lot? Are you looking for distance? Are you going to race, right? The cross-country rider, they like to climb.
Yeah, they're usually very fitness based. Kind of like, is that the kind of fun that you have? You want to push yourself while climbing. You might want to take a little bit more time on the way down. Maybe that's not your thing.
They like distance.
Yep.
They like to crank the miles out. They may like racing.
Yeah, the cross-country bike is definitely based off of our style of racing, right? It's lap racing. It's all based off the climb. The descent is to recover. So the bikes are very light. They're very efficient. They're usually not as durable as something like a trail bike or an enduro bike because they're really just so focused on going uphill.
So that's the cross-country rider. So they're looking at climbing, they're looking at distance, they're looking at racing. Their bike, they're concerned generally with weight and not the amount of travel.
Short travel bikes, smaller tires, usually narrower bars, smaller brakes, because weight all adds up. As you take weight off of each part, start to get much lighter bikes.
Which affects the durability of those bikes.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So a cross-country bike is not a bike you're probably going to be smashing through that roughest descent stuff because the parts in a lot of cases don't hold up. They're more flat prone. The rims aren't as durable as what you get out of the modern, trail bike or enduro bike of what we get today.
Along with that, I would describe the cross-country rider as the finesse rider. They like to pick and choose lines, not smash through. They are using their suspension for a little bit of comfort. They're not using it for hitting big jumps and things like that.
Ultimate control and grip at full speed like the bigger bikes get. Yeah, I mean, those cross-country riders, the bikes, they require a lot more skill from the rider because the bike's just not giving that much back. The tire isn't going to grip that much, the suspension isn't giving you that much leeway to make mistakes. So you kind of have to be more cautious with your line choice on the way down.
So to sum up the cross-country rider, if you're looking to race, if you're looking for the fitness, if you're looking for the mileage, if you like climbing, if you like picking your way down trails, that cross-country style of riding is probably going to fit you. If you're looking to go out and smash through the woods with your buddies on the weekends, we're starting to get to that next level, which would be trail bike.
Are we not all trail riders? There's like a ride style, the weekend warrior, the trail rider.
I'm a weekend warrior.
What does it mean to be a weekend warrior?
I mean, you kind of combine everything. Like some days I want to go out and just smash trails and go as fast as I can down hills, and the next day I'm like, no, I need mileage. I need to climb, and what defines the trail riding is almost more the social aspect of it. Like, it's your buddies, it's group rides. Like, so when we do group rides, that is very much what I consider trail riding. You're not really concerned about a time, or you may challenge yourself, which is awesome to do. So trail rider, I think that fits like the majority.
Yeah, it's the normal mountain biker.
Yeah, like I'm not here to race. Their bikes are in that mid-range of travel, 130 to 150.
Perfect.
They're a little more durable. Along with that, you're getting the heavier brakes usually. So describing trail riding, you're more in it for the social aspect and the fun aspect.
Most people just want to have fun on a bike.
Yeah, we just want to go out and have fun. You should never care about like, is this person faster than me or something like that. And group rides are a great way to find those people. Does that sum up trail riding?
I think so, yeah. So middle of the road bike, good at climbing, good at descending, not a master of either, right? So usually on the social aspect of riding, and just the standard, maybe you're just ride on the weekends a couple times, not that fitness based, not that time or enduro rider based, if you will. So that brings us to the Enduro rider, right?
That's huge today. I would say a lot of people today are leaning towards that longer travel trail bike, getting into enduro, but the style of riding itself, it's centered around enduro racing.
All right, so enduro racing is the next step past what used to be Super D. It's stage racing, so it's technically rally racing on a mountain bike. You have to get yourself to the top under your own power, but the racing is absolutely based around how fast you can get from point A to point B on a descent. There can be climbing in the stages, but the bikes are absolutely biased towards being more durable, comfortable at high speeds, really happy in that rougher terrain and that rougher riding style.
So the people that are buying the enduro bike that want to get into that style of riding, that's actually a pretty wide base. And the reason that I say that is we have people that come in and they want the ultimate comfort bike.
Not everyone that buys an enduro style bike we would consider an enduro rider. The bigger travel, the longer the bike, the more you kind of settle into it, it's just really comfortable to ride.
I ride an enduro bike. Sure. I ride an enduro bikes for one of the biggest reasons is probably I can let the bike do more of the work.
The bike does so much for you. You can have the space and the comfort to just kind of relax and let the bike do the work.
Yeah, so when I want to go slow, I'm very comfortable. When I'm at speed, I have the confidence in the bike. So enduro style, we are looking at a person that possibly wants to race. They're not full-blown downhill.
Yeah, I mean, I think it also just comes right back to what is your definition of fun. Like when someone comes in, they say, I want to buy a mountain bike, but I don't know where to start. I always ask, what's your definition of fun in the woods if you were going to just come up with it? A lot of people have more fun going downhill, and nowadays, like you said, the bikes, they already climb so good, they just hold up better, they last longer. That's why I think so many people buy into that enduro style category bike.
Yeah, and you can just do, I feel like, overall capability. If you want to be a sniper and pick your way through, you can, or you can smash through.
And they're great at erasing your mistakes.
So getting past enduro.
There is one step past enduro.
And that's big.
It's a big step.
Downhill.
It's so good. So downhill is the world of no compromise, right? Those guys don't go uphill unless they're walking, they're being towed up the hill by some kind of vehicle, or they're on a ski lift.
Yep.
So they're only designed to go downhill as fast as possible. And for that, they're special bikes. It's a special kind of riding.
It is a very special kind of riding. Their cassettes are about this big around.
Yep. And I mean, these are the guys that they just don't care about going uphill. You're full face, you are tough shoes, you're definitely wearing gloves. Most guys and girls are wearing knee pads because it's kind of required. You go down on a downhill bike in a lot of cases, it's going to take a while to get up.
Yeah.
But so this is the
big
person.
Travel.
This is a big travel. This is the person who's chasing nothing but speed and thrills and fun only on the way downhill. They're looking for that fastest, roughest, most aggressive trail. They're looking for big jumps and drops.
They also have to be willing to go to designated parks for this.
That's why I think the enduro segment is so much more popular. To be a downhill rider, if you don't have the private land yourself where you live so close, like a lift access park, there's not much you can do with it. You just spend your whole time pushing up. You're usually digging your own private trails where you have access to something that most other people don't. A downhill bike, that's a purebred race machine. You just want to go and only go fast.
And smash through things in big air. So downhill, your downhill style is exactly as it sounds. It's downhill.
And it is, you can't really get around the fact that it's based around racing.
And we don't even sell that many downhill bikes.
No, very few.
Very few. Downhill, you have very expensive bikes. They're heavy bikes. They don't pedal well.
They're one-trick ponies, but man, are they good at it.
And you are going to be investing more money, not just in the bike, but to be able to go and ride the bike because you need a lift ticket, you need a shuttle, so you're going to be paying for that. So that style of riding, there's a lot of money constantly being sank into it.
I did 7-8 years of downhill racing. I love my downhill bikes. I don't own one anymore. I don't have to. That enduro segment of bike, that enduro style of rider that already probably has a full face and knee pads, you can just transplant them to a downhill park.
And it's okay to buy a bike that's above your skill grade, so to speak.
We usually kind of encourage it. It's nice to grow into a bike that you know from the beginning can deal with you growing as a rider. A lot of people everyone starts from zero.
Yeah, and it's okay to buy enduro bike if that's what you are going after skill-wise.
So that's the conclusion to the second portion of Introduction to Mountain Bikes, going over different riding styles. Next time we're going to go over the setup of mountain bikes for the third portion of Introduction to Mountain Bikes. Till then, if you're in the Brevard area, come ride with us.